Hello, you're watching Campus France Live. Thanks a lot to be there with us today to talk about higher education in France and to discover a new program, the Bachelor of Science in Data Science for Responsible Business. It's a bachelor from Lyon Business School and Ecole Centrale de Lyon, an engineering school. We're going to talk about the program, the different courses that you can follow, the different steps to apply, and the opportunities that you will have after graduating. To talk about this program, I'm very pleased to welcome you, Savinien. Hello.
Hello, Guillaume.
You're academic director at Lyon Business School. We're also with Zied Bouyahya. Hello.
Hello.
Academic director at Ecole Centrale de Lyon. And we have two students in the first year of this program. Demode. Hello.
Hello.
And Alikatte, Richie. Hello.
Hello.
Thanks a lot to be there with us today. You can ask all the questions that you have on the different chat sections on the social network. The school is here to answer all the questions that you have. Maybe, first of all, can you, Jean, introduce Lyon in a few words?
Yeah, Lyon, like Ecole Centrale, is one of the top French and European business schools and engineering school. So it's a higher education establishment. Lyon for business, Ecole Centrale for engineering.
And the Ecole Centrale, in a few words, Zied?
Ecole Centrale de Lyon is a well-established engineering school in France since 1857. It's offering various degrees. Mainly it's well known for the Diplôme Généraliste, but it's also known for many other programs as well.
And what is the idea of the Bachelor of Science in Data Science for Responsible Business? Is to mix bachelor between a business school and an engineering school?
Yes, if you want, the idea is that companies today need professionals who can apply AI in business context. And you can't do AI well if you don't master AI per se, the techniques and the science of AI, and if you don't know anything about the context in which it is going to be applied. Plus, there is a third part, which are human impacts. So in this program, we have built an education program between the engineering side, the business applications, and also impacts, social, humans, and environmental impacts of AI.
So at the end of the day, Zied, is it engineer that you're training or businessman or the combination between the two of them?
So I'll pick it up from where John stops. It's a hybrid program combining both engineering, in particularly in a very specific field, which is data science, but with deeper insights in business. And also a major and a prominent part of this program is the responsibility, social responsibility, which involves different aspects. Maybe we'll discuss this later on in this interview.
And do you have the opportunity? How long does it last, this program?
4 years.
It's a 4-year program. And during the program, do you have the opportunity to specialize more in the business part or more in the engineering part? How does it work?
Yes, starting from year 3, students will have to choose between 3 tracks. The first one is business data science for business, in which they will join the job market of data scientists. And the second track is entrepreneurship. With the help of the incubators from both Lyon and Ecole Centrale de Lyon, they can start their own business, particularly in the field which is related to data science. And the third one is research, in which they will join research labs and they pursue in postgraduate studies.
And after graduating, they can work directly on the marketplace, or they can keep on studying both in the engineering school or in the business school?
The thing, of course, they can keep studying. So it makes sense if they want to pursue in research, for example, or if they want to specialize in a field where you need more expertise than the genuine and the generic education we have provided in business. But apart from these situations, there is no need, in our opinions, to pursue study, simply because they will have learned in the program all the science and the technology of AI and enough business and responsibility to be operational and start working right off. It's
a 100% English program?
Yes, the program is totally delivered in English.
And where are the different courses located? At Lyon, at Centrale, or in the 2 campuses?
Well, the courses are delivered at both campuses, in Ecole Centrale and Lyon, depending on the nature of the courses. Scientific courses, which are math and computer science, they are offered in Ecole Centrale premises, while business courses are offered in Lyon campus.
We have a little video to discover more about one of the campus of Lyon Business School, a brand new campus opening in a few weeks. So we're going to watch the video and we will be back just after that. So a brand new campus located in the heart of Lyon or near Lyon, where will it be located?
It's in the heart of Lyon. As of today, our two campuses are really neighbors on both sides of the same road in Ecole. But Lyon is moving and is moving right now, as I talk, in the city center of Lyon in Gerland. And we have a brand new, really interesting place for classes, for events, and so, as Zied said, next year the program will continue along the same trend. That is half and half, say Monday, Tuesday at Centrale, Wednesday through Friday at Lyon, or vice versa, depending on the semester.
Charlotte, can you tell us a few words about you? What was your background before joining the program, and what interested you in this bachelor?
Well, I am a French student, so I did a general baccalaureate in both math with math specialization. So I had 10 hours of math every week. And I also did some economy. So I didn't know whether I wanted to do either engineering or business class. And I think artificial intelligence is the future. So I looked at this program and I thought, why not?
And you, Alikatte, can you tell us a few words? Where are you from, and why did you decide to study in this program?
I'm Rishi. I'm from India. As an international student, I had an opportunity to study in France. I was looking for a program which could offer me both sides, business and also data science. So when I found the program at emlyon Business School, I was very excited and I was here to study.
Can you describe, Charlotte, a little bit the different classes that you have had the opportunity to follow since you have begun the program?
Well, the first year is mainly scientific. We had a lot of classes in math and in computer science, but we also followed some basic business classes. But yes, I think the first year is mainly math.
And then after having these high competencies in math, what is the program of the different classes during the years?
Yeah, so it's important to understand that the first year it's really a prep year where we teach the math and the computer science needed to get up to the level where we can start learning data science. And so the first year is heavy and challenging. There is a lot of math and computer science. We'll get back later on the teaching style if you want. But once this is acquired, year two will contain the technology and the science of AI. So we'll start, if students have heard about machine learning, deep learning, data science, statistical learning, all the fancy stuff, cloud computing. This is year two with business applications. And year 3 and 4, we have more time to do real concrete applications in business context or in organizations of these tools. Okay.
And in the AI field and in the French university, French higher education system, there is, let's say, two schools. You have some programs that teach you concretely the math behind the different AI technique, and you have a high degree in mathematics to know how it works, and really concretely, not really concretely, but with a lot of theory. And you have other schools that are really practical, using the tools. How does it work? Do you have high competencies in math to know everything about the tools that AI is using, or is it more a concrete and technical approach?
Well, that's a very good question. Actually, it combines both of aspects, theoretical and practice, because it's actually about using AI in a very specific field. And in this field, we will have to fine-tune and adjust models and programs pertaining to artificial intelligence. And this is why we have to understand how it works and not only just applying them. So starting from first year, we'll start by learning the foundations of artificial intelligence, which is based on mathematical tools and programming and algorithmics and this kind of stuff. And then we'll focus more on applications through real-world problems and real-world examples, and through practice, a lot of practice. We're doing a lot of practice to help the students get acquainted to the practices or to the field of data scientists in general.
And how would you describe the teaching methods? Is it a balance between theory and practice? How does it work?
Yes, somehow we took a little bit the other way, that we try. Our philosophy is to try to go from the practice and the need of examples up to the theory. Okay.
You begin with concrete examples, and then
as much as we can.
You see the math
Again, the first year, there is a high mathematical content which has to be learned, and for example, linear algebra, it's not super easy to come with concrete examples to give motivations for eigenvalues or eigenprojections. Okay, but as far as we can, we start with examples and numerical experiments to bring the theory afterwards and the demonstrations afterwards.
And do you have a lot of students in the different classes, or is it like a pedagogy with small groups? How does it work?
Well, actually, the philosophy behind this program is to have a student-centered approach for teaching and learning. And we have a lot of practicum in the courses, and this requires the classes to be, the sections to be with a limited number of students. Fortunately for this year, when we started the program, we had a very limited batch of students. We have 20 students. We started with 20 students in the first batch, in the first cohort. But even we are expecting the number to increase in the next year and the next years, actually. But we will keep the number of sections as limited to 20 students per sections to enable faculty members to teachers to work with each student separately and monitor the progress of them.
And during the different years, do they have group projects that they have to conduct? I don't know, with companies or important project. Is it part of the philosophy of this program?
Yes. So you mentioned that earlier on, Zied. In year 3, between at the second semester of year 3, so in the spring term of year 3, all the way down to the fall term of year 4, there is a 1-year project, and one track, the data scientist track, is in partnership with a company. And so students will work 2 days a week at school in the spring of year 3 and fall of year 4, and then do their internships of 3 months during the summertime within the company, so that they will see a data science project with business applications, possibly with human stakes as well, a full-scale project from A to Z. That's we have also in some other classes, like in the research workshops and in the tech, in some of the tech projects workshops, we put the emphasis on projects so that students at the end have a portfolio of projects, of data science projects that they can show up on their CV. That's actually something that we built when we built this program. We worked also with some advisors from companies, and that was the need that they had.
There is the idea of a Bachelor of Science in Data Science, but for responsible business. What does it mean concretely, and how is it translated in the different classes that you offer?
Yes, actually, responsible business is at the heart of this program. I mean, both in Ecole Centrale and in Lyon, in their core values, they have responsible business and responsibility of engineering and business actually, and this is also embedded in the curricula of the two schools. This program comes with the idea of instilling responsible business in the skills that we have to equip the students with when they join the job market and when they join the business. So it reflects in the majority of the courses, especially in the practical courses, in which they will have to deal with the responsible aspect of data scientist, for example, the social impacts of using artificial intelligence, the environmental aspects as well, and the list goes on and on. But it's instilled in the curricula and in the program, what we call the maquette of the program.
So they have sociology courses, history classes. How does it translate concretely?
They have some history of AI classes in year 2, and they have classes in what we call corporate social responsibility, and even classes in behavioral psychology in year 4 to understand what is the difference between human cognitions and machine intelligence.
Is there an intelligence in the machine?
It would be more reasonable to call that artificial reasoning, but that's a question.
A huge debate that you might have if you try.
This is at the heart of why we do that for responsible business, because when AI has the ability to mimic some of our thought processes and intelligence decisions, and so if we use it in an organization or a company, we replace human decisions or analyses or stakes by an automatic system, and there is immediately a question of responsibility. Okay, so it's not. We believe at Centrale Lyon and Lyon that we can't teach AI without addressing these questions.
And who is responsible? Who is responsible if the machine take wrong decisions that have wrong impacts? The machine itself. That's the question. Charlotte, from all the classes that you have already the opportunity to follow, which one is your favorite?
Well, my favorite subjects always have been math, so I would say the mathematics class we could have, mainly the calculus one.
Okay, what do you do concretely in the calculus math class?
Well, we learn a lot about new things that we firstly studied in high school, and a lot of computations, and mainly statistics and probability.
Oh, that's lot of memories. And you, Alikatte, from all the classes that you're following, which one is your favorite?
My favorite class was a business game. It lasted for just 1 or 2 weeks, but we had many challenges also. We had very good experience with the professor. We had to learn about strategies, finance, economics, and how the business works in real life. We had practical knowledge and practical experience with the professor also. So it was a very good experience.
Why is it interesting to study in data science and AI in France in particular? Because for the international student watching us today, there is, I imagine, a lot of schools all around the world that can teach AI, that can teach data science. What is the particularity of your program in France?
I would say that there are fantastic places all around the world to learn AI. From what we know and from the benchmarking of bachelors around the world that we saw, we are one of the very few programs which are addressing in a hybrid way AI, the technology and the science of AI, and business applications mixed in. Usually, for example, if you follow a bachelor in a North American prestigious university, you will pick up classes from the computer science, the math departments, and possibly a few from the business departments. We built everything from scratch, so we try to put everything together. Okay. And I think we also have, at Ecole Centrale and at Lyon, we have a very good faculty with expertise both in business and AI, and we are fit to teach that right.
We are now going to talk about the admission process, how to get into this program. What are the different steps to apply? How is it possible to apply?
So there are 2 tracks here for applying for the program, but we are talking about the international students.
Only the international.
Yeah, just before I start talking about that, we just finished a couple of weeks ago the admission process for Parcoursup for French students. But even through Parcoursup,
some of the international students are going through Parcoursup if they are in the high school.
This is
they will have the answer in a few days, weeks.
By the end of this month. Yes.
So that's for the Parcoursup part, but for the international student not doing Parcoursup, how does it work?
So there are no particular dates for applying. They can apply along the year, but it starts typically from mid-October. And there are a few steps they have to do. The admission is done through the campuses of Lyon across the world.
So there is a digital platform called Makers Board and Canel. So students apply there. They upload their transcripts of high school. Based on this, we decide if they can follow the process. If they have the requirements and the level, then they have some online tests. There is there is a logical test, a short logical test. There is a math quiz, a math multiple choice question, and there are a few written questions in English and an interview where students are asked some questions and they answer, and they are filmed during that time, and then we review this, and based on this first stage of we make a short list, and we have then an interview on one with Zied and I for 20 minutes for those who have been shortlisted, and then we admit or not.
Alikatte, did you follow these different steps with the math, logical test? What would be your advice for the people watching us today? What would you advise them to do in order to have a successful admission process?
As an international student, my admission went very smoothly. First, I had to apply on the Makers Board of emlyon website. Then I had to submit my transcripts, statement of purpose, and my English certificate, that is IELTS. And later, I was scheduled a exam digital test from Makers Board. I had to take the test of maths, logical test, and
did you prepare for it, or did you go without any kind of preparation?
No, I did not do a separate preparation for that because I already had a good experience of mathematics in my high school, so I was good for that.
Okay.
Then I had a short interview which was filmed for 5 to 10 minutes. Then I got my results.
Okay, and you had the interview part, Charlotte. Did you follow an interview?
Since it was the first year, I had the exact same experience as Hrishikesh, because it was not on Parcoursup.
And did you prepare for the math and logical? What kind of question did you have?
It was mainly about derivation, to derivate functions, and I remember the day before I had an exam in math for high school, so I told myself, yes, I'm gonna do the day after so I can be ready.
And for the interview part, what kind of questions did you have?
I think I remember one. It was, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
And what did you answer?
Actually, I don't remember well what I answered on that day, because I think every day changes.
But if you had to answer now, what would you say?
Well, I really don't know, but maybe working in big data or something like this.
Okay. So you can go in the program, that's okay. Well, you're already in. What advice would you give to the candidate applying? What would you say to them? Prepare for the math and logical tests and prepare for the interview?
Yes, the first year is very challenging, as my colleague Jean mentioned. So it prepares a foundation program for the program. It relies a lot of math and computer science. While in computer science, we assume students don't have any prior knowledge and we start from scratch. But for math, we need a very strong background and very strong prerequisites. So they have to be they have to be very proficient in math, and also they have to be studious, hardworking. They have to be ready to start a journey. It's challenging, but it's very rewarding.
We're now going to talk about the student life. Yes, of course.
For the recruitment, and indeed, the most important as of today is a good level of math and computational skills. Of course, motivations for AI and responsible business is certainly something appreciated, but we need good math records and a willingness to work. So, for example, the students which are admitted this year will give them some summer homework to refresh their memories about the high school math and get ready for before class start.
Something to do at the beach with the sun and a little bit of math.
And do a few integrals and derivations. And
I'm happy not to be a student anymore, but I imagine that when we're going to...
We can have some for you, Guillaume.
Oh, okay. Let's talk now about the student life. That will be better. That's my favorite part of the of the student experience. We were saying, Charlotte, that as a student in the first year you have to work hard, but do you enjoy a bit student life in Lyon?
Well, yes, in both campuses, on both Ecole Centrale de Lyon and emlyon, there are many events organized throughout the year. So, for example, I know at Centrale we have Le Raid or Le Challenge, which are both sport events in which we could attend if you have a good level in one of the sports. And most of the things at emlyon are organized for the PGE, but from next year I think it will change on the new campus, and it will also be for the Bachelor, and which is good for us because we are the same age as the BBA at emlyon, whereas at Ecole Centrale de Lyon we are younger than the people who are there. So yes, we have a lot of social interaction with the BBA.
Alikatte, was it your first time in France, or did you already have the opportunity to come?
My first time in France.
Okay, your first time out of your country?
Yes, first time out of my country.
And how was it for you? Did you have some fears before leaving your house, your parents?
Yes, starting I feel very challenging due to some French, but later I got to learn French. I got integrated into the culture. The culture is very great and very rich.
What do you enjoy the most of the French culture?
The food. The food and the location of Lyon is very beautiful.
And did you feel integrate? How did you have maybe some meeting or stuff like that to meet other students and feel integrated in the school?
Yeah, we had various cultural activities at emlyon where we could integrate with other students, and we also had language courses where we could learn French, so which would be very helpful for our.
It's important, Jean, to have this personal help with all the students, because you have students coming from all around the world. I imagine that on campus they can easily find people to help them with the administrative steps, with all the different steps, with the visa, with the housing. You have a service dedicated.
Yeah, so and especially this first promotion, we have 80% of international students. And we have services at emlyon et Ecole Centrale, and at the end of the recruitment process, when students are admitted, we give them the relay to the housing services for accommodation, to the immigration services, and we help them out in their paperwork all the way to their arrival in Lyon and student housing. I think you are in one of these, Rishi. Yeah, we have efficient services. Yes.
Let's talk now about the professional integration, the professional world. What are your links with the professional world? I imagine that when we are creating a program like that, we are working closely with the companies to know what are their needs, what will be their needs in 4 years, 10 years, because you're having a long-term view. So how do you work with companies?
Yeah, so we started working on the project with partner companies, and for example, the one which is working more closely with us this year is ENGIE. The head of innovation and incubation at ENGIE is the godmother of the first promotion. But when we started the program, we both sought advice and recommendations from companies, from banks to research and development companies and service companies and retail and so on and so forth. And also we benchmark job markets and job offers on LinkedIn for a couple of months to see what were the trends and what were asked by companies. And what came first from all of these actors in this study was that hybrid profiles, understanding management and business applications, both and at the same time being able to really get into the black box of AI so that it's a white box and you understand what's in it quantitatively, and the link between the qualitative business aspects and the quantitative notions of AI was crucial. So we put the emphasis on that in the program.
Zied.
If I may add, both Lyon and Ecole Centrale have a strong relationship with the industry and locally and also internationally. We organized a workshop this year for 2 years, in which we invited professionals from France to present the data science units in their companies, and students who are careers and opportunities also, and students were introduced. It was very interesting 2 days in which students were introduced to the aspects of the job and what they're expected to do, what are the challenges, the trends, and what they have to focus on, especially in their studies. So yes, the program has the vocation of being operational, so it equips students with the necessary skills and also soft skills to join the job market, and this cannot be done without consulting with the industry and the major stakeholders in the field.
How many internship periods is it possible to have during the program? 4 each year you can have an internship.
Yes,
How does it work concretely?
Yes. Year one, maybe you can say a word about what your missions are, but at the end of year one, it's our labor internship. So it's in the responsible field. So we asked students to discover responsible commitment by joining non-profit organizations or humanitarian associations to work for.
So nothing to see with data science?
No. Well, they can have a mission in data science there. I think that's going to be your case, Rishi. But within this framework of a non-profit or humanitarian association, year two, it's pure research and development, because we want, even if students want to go more on the business side afterwards, we think it's super important that they have seen at least once a tech company and a development team and a research and development environment to see how engineers work on their daily life, even if they are not going to join maybe this type of teams. Year three is part of the track that we mentioned, Zied and I, earlier on, and year four, it's the end of study internship, which is 6 to 9 months at the end.
So you are following your first internship, Charlotte. Where is it? What do you do concretely?
Well, I work in a school where the first year needs to be in an NPO, so a non-profit organization. So I did this in Espérance Banlieue, and so it's an association that helps children from difficult background to still access higher education and to be able to go at school like everyone else with teaching methods that are made for them.
And do you do data science here, or are you working with the children?
I'm only working with the teacher and the students.
Okay. And you, Alikatte, what is your internship?
My internship is at One Letter, One Smile organization. The organization is basically writing letters to isolated old age people to help them feel like home with their family. I will be helping them with their new website in English, where I will be doing front end, HTML and CSS, and I'll also be doing small part of the database through SQL, where we learned in the class.
So a lot of different opportunities. And after the 4 years, what can students expect in terms of job and salaries?
So we don't have statistics because we haven't had any graduates yet.
But the projection?
Sorry?
The projection?
I can't say anything right now.
Actually, now there is a high demand, a very high demand in the job market for data scientists, but not any type of data science who are who have expertise in the very specific fields. Business is one of them. In terms of salaries, I don't know. I mean, I know that there is a very high demand, and also the job opportunities are very, very competitive.
Expect to stay in France or go in India or in other places in the world, or is it too early for me to ask this kind of question?
Maybe I will be staying in France for future opportunities. I'm still open to other opportunities as well.
Okay. Is it possible to travel during the program? Do you have partner universities or?
Yes, so during the first term of year three, we'll send students to one of our joint partners for a semester.
Before leaving you, Jean, can you give a last piece of advice for the people watching us today who wish to join the program?
Yeah, so the first thing is that if you're interested in artificial intelligence, if you have interests in math and openings to business studies as well, the first thing is to send us an email, to contact us, and we organize lots of online events to talk to international students as well, and we are very responsive when we have questions. So if you're interested, just contact us first, and then if you want to proceed with applying to the program, we describe the process, and we expect students with strong motivations in mathematics and opening to discovering AI and business studies.
And you, Zied, what would be your last piece of advice?
So one thing to add, we are just one email away. So if you want to have, if you have any questions about the program, or if you want to have better insights about how the application procedure, so you can just send us an email, and we will be more than happy to answer you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Jean, Zied, Charlotte, Alikatte. Thanks to the four of you for having been with us today. Thanks to you for having watched us. If you want more information, or maybe if you want to begin your admission process, you can visit the website of Lyon Business School and Centrale Lyon, because I imagine that we can see the program on the two websites. That was a pleasure to make you discover French higher education. See you soon on Campus France.